Hello everyone, welcome back to Archangel RC. I'm gonna have to ask you to excuse the mess back there. I am working on the MFE Hero and bringing that back to flight. Now, onto the video. With the onset of summer, the need and motivation one usually has to shave off weight tends to grow, though few actually get to work on it. And yes, even though yours truly could stand to lose a few kilograms, I am in fact not talking about me, but rather the MFE Hero's need to shave off a few hundred grams in order to prepare for a larger forward flight battery. The main contributor to this weight saving is this Turnigy BoltX 6S 80C 2800 mAh high voltage battery pack. There are some interesting battery developments though, so make sure you stick around until the end. The current battery I am using for the VTOL side in the MFE Hero, like already mentioned in my endurance test video, is the Tattoo 6S95C 4500 mAh pack, which is a great pack. Lots of energy. I can do 3 to 4 takeoffs and landings without having to recharge it, but I rarely do that actually, and I do it only because I can. But it does weigh quite a bit at 675 grams, and I don't really need all of this weight since I can recharge the battery for every flight, much like I do for the forward flight battery. So at some point I decided I could get a smaller battery for the VTOL side and free up some weight to put towards a larger forward flight pack. What you might be wondering next though is why go for a Turnigy battery pack and not a Tattoo one, as they are very high quality and reliable. Well, the short answer is very simple. Literally, as I was looking around for a suitable battery for the swap, lower capacity, high C rating so it can take the punishment, and lower weight, Hobby King approached me and offered to send a battery of my choosing over for free. So who am I to say no to that, especially when they had a very good and balanced candidate for the job available. But when we dig into the specs, the BoltX is actually a very decent package for what I needed to do. At 365 grams, it has a capacity of 2800 mAh, is high voltage and with 80C dischargeability. On the other hand, Tattoo's offering for just 7 grams less is 2200 mAh, which is 600 mAh less than the BoltX for pretty much the same weight, and all of this is because it has the impressive 150C discharge rate, which will be quite the overkill for what I need to do with it. So I feel like even if I had to spend the money, I would have gone with the BoltX because it is the better fit and has the better capacity to C rating balance for the task at hand. ATC discharge rate is sufficient plus more capacity at the same weight, which would give me more safety just in case I need to do a longer takeoff or landing at some point in some situation. When I got the battery, of course I put it on the charger for capacity testing. Since I was doing this in the office, I didn't have my solar battery to discharge into with the iCharger, so for the discharge bit I had to use the DL24 load tester. I set the discharge current to 2 amps because it does not reduce the current as it gets to the cutoff voltage like the iCharger does. Discharging the BoltX down to 3.5 volts per cell took out pretty much 2500 mAh, which is decent, and also the cell balance at that level was adequate, although it does again show the need for better cell matching in the factory. Recharging it put back just over 2600 mAh, which is to be expected because of the charging inefficiencies. I cycled the pack a few times, results were pretty consistent, so I moved on to field testing it. Those of you who watched my live stream from the 16th of April know that I started the live stream with the hover test of the BoltX battery, and to be honest, it did much better than I thought. Along with it, I also put a power meter and a LiPo alarm. Sadly, due to the noise the VTOL motors made, I was not able to hear the LiPo alarm, which led to the plane eventually coming down because the battery was no longer able to keep it hovering, which resulted in an involuntary full discharge test in real conditions. When I got the battery out of the plane, it was very hot, and it was hovering around 2.8 to 3 volts per cell, which I feel is low for a high voltage pack, and I can only hope I haven't ruined it much. But it did manage to keep the plane in the air for 2.5 minutes, which definitely beat my expectations. What was even more impressive was that the cell difference at such a deep discharge was not too big. Peak amps measured by the power meter were 93, which I assume is what it peaked to during the takeoff itself. I would wager the hovering was at lower amps, or these were the peak amps at the end of the pack when voltage is lower and amps are higher to compensate. No real way to tell which one is true, but I was happy with the results. The power meter also measured a total of 2770 mAh discharged from the pack, so I'd say that is pretty good, right on the money for the claimed capacity. I then put the battery on the charger at a very slow charge rate and proceeded with the rest of the live stream. Might want to check it out if you haven't, and also make sure you check out the accidental cloud chase that happened during the second flight on that live stream, but in high 4K quality straight from the MT-11 gimbal right here. Following this initial test, I had to do a few more before I could trust the battery enough to make it the primary VTOL pack for the MFE Hero. A few days later, I found an empty, out-of-the-way spot near the city since I wasn't going to be flying high or far, and did 3 tests. In the first test, I hovered the plane a few meters above the ground for around 90 seconds and then landed. The battery was warm, but nothing out of the ordinary. It had discharged down to 3.85 volts per cell. The charger put back just under 1500 mAh, but since I fumbled the charging profiles again, that was split between 2 charging sessions. I had the battery charging at 6 amps, and even so, it cooled down a lot during the charging, so it's nice to know it can take a higher charging current without heating up. For the second test, I took the Hero up to 50 meters of altitude and came back down and landed. This whole ordeal took a bit more than 90 seconds, and yet the battery voltage was again around 3.85 volts per cell, but this time I started the battery charging in the correct high voltage profile on the charger, and it put back in 1440 mAh, which means the real drawn capacity is somewhere under 1400 mAh, which means that in a crisis situation, I could do 2 quick takeoffs and landings on this battery pack, or 1 very long takeoff and then long landing. The third test was going to be what finally makes or breaks the battery for primary use in the Hero. I took off, got up to 30 meters and transitioned into forward flight. Did a large circle around the nearby fields, headed back to me, transitioned back and landed. And all of this in the same fashion and altitude I would normally do it in for a regular flight. All went well without a hitch. The cell checker showed clearly that I was more than safe using this battery. Voltage was sitting at 3.96 volts per cell. This is miles above the voltage from the previous tests. I recharged the pack when I got back to the office and it took in 950 mAh. 950! Bloody hell, this is impressive. This means I either have 2 short takeoffs and landings without the need to recharge and will still have a bit of headroom left, or 1 of each in case they are longer. Absolutely love these results. Plus, using the battery pack in a real flight means it will suffer much less compared to just an extended hover test, which means it will also not heat up as much as it will have time to cool down between the takeoff and the landing, which will only add to its longevity. At 950 mAh for a takeoff and landing sequence, I can absolutely afford to charge it only up to 4.2 volts per cell and not 4.35, which will probably also help increase its lifespan a good deal. So there you have it. This is how the MFE Hero VTOL finally lost 310 grams of weight, at least for now, until such time where I'm able to get my hands on some of those 6500 mAh cells. To that end, there is some progress. A Panda agent in China is on the case, he has located a genuine source, a cell has already been tested and has shown some amazing performance in terms of capacity, so fingers crossed and shipping dependent, A new forward flight battery pack for the MFE Hero might be happening relatively soon. We will see. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Also, make sure you are subscribed and that you have the bell selected so you can get notified when new videos are made public, thus making sure you never miss a beat. If you have enjoyed this video and found it useful, give it a like, it does help. Links to all the gear used on this video can be found in the description below, including links to the Turnigy BoltX battery pack and a site-wide 5% off coupon code for Hobby King, which is valid until the end of June this year. A huge thank you to all my YouTube members, Patreon supporters and everyone who has and still is supporting this channel in any way. Happy flying, and I will see you soon.